Rise and shine, family. All right, before I get started on this video, I just want to say I am so happy. 1 year ago, I was laying in a hospital bed fighting for my life. I was told I may not even come back from surgery. Now, a year later, I stand here about 50 pounds heavier. I was around 125 last year on this exact day when I was in that hospital bed. And today, I'm 170 pounds. I am so grateful and thankful to all of you guys that supported me, who gave me affirmations and even donated to me to help me while I was going through that time. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I will never, ever forget that, okay? Which brings me to my subject, that there are sometimes people that can be in your life that can change your life for the better. And sometimes you just gotta remember them and thank them, like what I'm doing today, right? It may not always be in the form of somebody donating to you or telling you something or encouraging you while you're sick. Sometimes you can get on a bus with somebody, get on a train, bump into somebody at Walmart, and they can say something to you that changes the course of your life. And the you that you see today is a result of what someone told you. A lot of times a complete stranger. Confirmation is powerful. And I think it's so magical that a conversation can change your life. The power of the epiphany, man. It's just like flowers. When they pollinate, right, and they're giving off this pollen, these other flowers receive this pollen and are able to take that information from that pollen and reproduce and produce fruit and bloom themselves, right? We're all one big organism, right? We're all one, and we got to learn how to see ourselves that way, right? There can be people around you that say something to you that could literally change your life. Take advantage of those opportunities, okay? Make every encounter matter. And what do I mean by that? Do I mean matter in terms of make it important? No, I mean physically make it matter, like as in take up physical space in the realm of reality, okay? The next time someone gives you a compliment and says, man, you should be doing this thing, you should go chase that dream, really take that inspiration and do something with it. Don't just be inspired and run off and frolic through the flowers and be happy. Literally take that inspiration and apply it to yourself. You understand? When someone says something to you that you don't particularly like, really think about what they said and say, hey, whether they meant it to hurt me or not, is it true? Can I use that to make myself better? Eat the meat, spit out the bones. I don't really care what tone they said it in, because sometimes somebody can hate you and still tell you the truth, right? You ever been so angry at somebody that now you tell them the truth because you were so meek or passive that you wouldn't have told them had they not pushed you to that point? This is exactly why I say that. Many of us, when someone raises their voice, we automatically shut down. Why are you yelling? But sometimes you have to get rid of the octave. Don't think about that. Think about the content and what they're saying. You understand? Sometimes somebody can really want well for you. And even if they don't, they could still be telling you the truth, right? Learn how to pull from these conversations and pull from these encounters and make them work for you. The only corner of the universe that you have control over is yourself, right? Don't focus on others in terms of getting mad and giving that energy back in that way. Just take what they said and say, can I use it to help me? If I cannot, throw it out. But if I can, though, I will be a better person because of it. And not by way of, I'm gonna prove you wrong. You said I couldn't make it, I'm gonna prove you wrong. And don't get me wrong, hate is fuel. My brother LaTruth, he has an album called Hate is Fuel. Hate does motivate you, no doubt about it. But I promise you, if you're motivated for yourself, if you're motivated to be a better individual for yourself, that gives you a whole lot more inspiration than just anger and resentment does. You understand? You are the only person that you need to be worried about. There is no competition except for the inner me, right? There is no enemy except for the inner me. There's no competition. Even if people seem to be in the same field as you, sometimes you can feel like you kind of left behind. You may feel like they're further along than you. But think about it. You ever see a tree where some of the apples are ripe, some of them aren't yet? Some of them have already gotten overripe and they're about to fall off the tree. This is not a downside. We don't look at the apples that are not ripe yet and say, hey, you did something wrong. It's just not their season yet. It's just not their time. It will get ripe. So will you, okay? So don't look at yourself and say, I got to keep up with this person or that person or whatever. Just focus on you and grow. You know what I mean? Real quick. King Diambia. If you guys never met her, she is the king or king of the Congo, a female, right? But she's a king, right? She told me one day when I was at one of my worst points in my life. I didn't have finances. I was struggling. I didn't really believe in myself. And she could see it in my eyes, man. And she told me that Consider this, when she goes to the watering hole or to the pond or lake to get water, right? Or people in her village, they will walk for miles to get this water. And of course, you got one bucket and you'd want to be able to carry back 2 buckets, 3 buckets, the whole lake if you could. That's a long way to walk just to get some water, right? We just go to the spigot every day, to the sink, right? To get our water, or go to get a bottle of water out of the fridge. We kind of spoiled here, right? But I started thinking about what she was saying as she was talking to me. And she says, when you look at that ocean or that lake, naturally, you want to carry back more with you. But what if I told you you're not even strong enough to be able to do it? You're not even strong enough to carry all that water back with you. If you were to try to take on 2 buckets, you would probably spill water out of both of those buckets and only have the equivalent of 1 bucket of water by the time you make it there anyway. So her point was, focus on what you can carry. Don't focus on trying to get it all at one time. It's just not going to happen that way. Life is like that. Sometimes we just want it all at one time, but we don't realize we're not even mature enough to handle it all at one time. You understand? Sometimes the universe hasn't given you that thing that you need because you'd probably blow it. Think about how many times we had jobs that really didn't pay enough, but we couldn't even manage that. So if we got more money, we probably wouldn't be able to manage that either. You understand? So sometimes your answer is not more money, it's learning money management. You understand? I love that idea. It's not so much I want to carry back all of the water, but it's learn how to stabilize the water that I have in my own bucket and focus on my own water so I don't spill my own water, right? I love that. Be inspired, family, to be the best you can be for you. You understand? And make every encounter matter. You understand? Be thankful to all of those people who said something to you that empowered you to change your life in a way to make you who you are today. And if people have said things to you that made you become a worse person, or said things to you that made you become a more fearful person, a less confident person, remember I said eat the meat and spit out the bones. If it is not helping you to progress, get rid of it, family. You don't need it. You don't need that anger that you have for that person that said it. You don't need the pain. You don't need the hostility. Simply let it go. There is nothing stopping you from being who you need to be. There's no wall stopping you. You can go be whatever you want to be. You don't need permission. You understand? Conquer your life. Conquer your world. You get one life that you know of. And don't let anybody tell you how to live it. All right, family? I love you all. And thank you guys so much for being there for me these past couple years. I really do appreciate every one of you. People who said things negative and positive. I used it all to become who I am today. Be evolution. Be the change that you want to see. And no candle loses its flame from lighting another. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it is in that chaos that you will have found yourself, just like I did. Peace, family. Love you all.